Alright, part three. Sorry this is taking so fucking long. I apologize again. Let's go. Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here. Everyone says that Dark Side of the Moon is Pink Floyd's greatest album. I have to heartily disagree, which is not to say I think that Dark Side of the Moon is a bad album. Not in the least. That's not what I am saying. I actually love Dark Side of the Moon a hell of a lot more than a lot of people around here, which is really surprising, actually. But Wish You Were Here will have a special place in my heart, just like Deloused will. In that Wish You Were Here is the very first album that I actually bought. Um, Growing up, like I said in a previous video, everyone back home where I'm from, all they listened to was classic rock, and so they always told me that you gotta listen to AC/DC, you gotta listen to Black Sabbath, you gotta listen to Queen, and sometimes people would talk about Pink Floyd and who the one member of the band was named Pink, which is kind of funny considering that they actually made a song about that on the album Wish You Were Here. It pisses me off when I think about that now and how stupid some of my friends were back in middle school. But whatever, whatever. Wish You Were Here was the very first album I bought, and there's another funny story to go along with that, but I'm not going to bore you all with that. Wish You Were Here, incredible album, very, very heartfelt, blew my mind upon first listen, and uh, a, a staple for anyone who claims that they like rock music. I'm pretty sure you have to have heard Wish You Were Here, along with Dark Side and Animals and The Wall and Ummagumma and Adam Heartmother. Pretty much, if you say you like rock, in my opinion, you should have heard everything by Pink Floyd. Period. Next up, the Smashing Pumpkins with their release of Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. The very first double LP I ever bought. And boy, boy, what a what a great album. I, just thinking about that album again just really makes me think of all the great times I had listening to that with friends and stuff, all the fun times I had, and all the different emotions that went along with every song that was on that album. I believe there were 26 in total, 14 on each disc. Um, Regardless, like I heard some of those beautiful songs I've ever heard. 33, still to this day, because of that song. 33 is my favorite number, and 33 was up there. Oh my God, I don't think I've heard a more calm and soothing song in my whole life. And then XYU, one of the most angry songs I've ever heard in my whole life. It's a beautiful, abrasive, abusing, and caring album all at the same time. And I have to commend Billy Corgan for writing the lion's share of that whole thing. I think it was 23 of those 24 songs. It's a beautiful, heartbreaking, kick your ass kind of album, and that's what I've been expecting from the Smashing Pumpkins ever since then. And I'm sad to say that after Mocking the Two, that's not been the case for Billy and the boys, and sometimes female girls. Sad, but well, that's just how life goes, I suppose. That's how a career is. Next up, In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3 by Coheed and Cambria. The only reason I had this one on there is because Claudio Sanchez, when I first heard the song of Faber House Atlantic, he defied every notion that I had on what a male singer was. Because of him, I checked out other singers that had a very high register to their voice. And because of that, I've checked out King Diamond. I've heard Merciful Fate, of course. After that, Judas Priest, um, Iron Maiden. Because of Coheed and Claudio's amazing voice, and because I've been curious about other singers who are like that, I pretty much paved the way for me listening to all kinds of great new classic metal, and I'm eternally indebted for that, as well as the fact that the song In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3 is probably the reason why I've had one of the only religious experiences I can honestly say I've had. I saw them live, and the part where the chanting is near the end of the song. When I saw them live, words will not describe ever adequately enough how I felt at that time, seeing everybody in the audience just go absolutely ballistic. It was a sight to behold. It was incredible, absolutely nuts. The 14th album I have written down is Elephant by the White Stripes. Seven Nation Army. That's all I should be able to say to you and to communicate to you how awesome this album is in its simplicity. The simplicity is what makes it brilliant. That's what makes the White Stripes as a band brilliant, if you ask me. And I it kills me that people will sometimes. So I don't know much about these days since they've established themselves as a fantastic rock band. But when I first started listening to the White Stripes, everyone was just like, "Dude, they fucking suck." There's like nothing to it, you know. And I'm just like, that's the appeal to it, you know. It's showing us that we don't need to have all the flashy solos, all the crazy Berkeley bound uh, shredders and metal. We don't need all the crazy amazing jazz players to work their shit. Which is not to say I don't think that they have their place. You know, it's just that for the time that I heard Elephant and all the awesome simple rock that they put out on that record, it spoke to me, and I I don't know. I was moved. I was moved, and it was a damn catchy album. Oh, it was fantastic. I I will honestly say that it holds a special place in my heart, just like Deloused and Melancholy do. It has a special place in my heart as the first entire album that I learned to play on both guitar and drums. And I don't know. So, say what you will about that. I consider that to be a major accomplishment for someone who doesn't know how to play shit when it comes to musical instruments. I love that album to death, and I cannot say enough good things about it. And finally, got Between the Buried and Me's Colors. This album rocks hard, very hard. Um, it's got it all. It's the metal album of 2008. I want to say 2008, 2007. Someone correct me. I'm not sure when it came out, but for the year that it came out, it was the metal album for me, and it just killed. It was great. I loved it to death upon first listen, and it seemed as though no one else in my close circle of friends actually liked it all that much either, which really saddened me. But you know, you can't have them all. I realize that now. But Between the Buried and Me's Colors, it had it all. It had it all. It had the jazz, it had rock, it had a few country passages here and there in some of the songs. The song lengths were long as hell. What really sold me was just that everything flowed so seamlessly from one track to another to make it all just one long suite. And that was just brilliant. An absolute pleasure to listen to, hard hitting, and just a great album through and through the entire way. Um, so yeah, that's my 30 minutes of telling you my 15 albums, which is out to be about 2 minutes apiece on each thing, excluding the intro. If you sat through this whole thing, thank you. I really appreciate it, listening to my opinion for whatever you hold that up to. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy.